So, hello everybody, and welcome to Decluttr Me, a podcast about organizing and decluttering your life. And hello, Shelina.
Hi, Shrek. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm good. Yes, I'm
Yes.
excited.
We're like midway through February now.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not. I'm not excited about the months really. The months just sort of blur now, don't they?
yeah, this is what I was thinking. This the reason I mentioned is like I have to like remind myself where we are in the year because I seem to have lost track for a while
Feels
now.
longer, but then like we've been in 21 for longer.
Oh, does it? For me, it's flying through. I feel like it's been like a week, and we were talking about like, oh, here comes 2021, and then now here we are in the middle of February.
No, it feels like it's June.
Okay.
But just colder.
Well, it is kind of warm now.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we have a couple of things. We want to talk about organizing your storage today.
Yes,
That's
we're going
kind
to
of
talk about
on
the
top of that.
storeroom today.
But before that, you have a quick announcement.
Yeah, the purse organizer is finally out on the Decluttr Me website.
So before we get into that, what is the purse organizer?
So the purse organizer is an acrylic organizer to help you organize your bags, especially the clutch bags, especially the ones that are floppy. So I've been finding that a lot with clients over the years, and we've been kind of improvising. And then I started using this purse organizer that I got made, and clients have been loving it. And then people were like, well, where do we get it from? So it's now available at the Decluttr Me shop. So the Decluttr Me shop is up again. It was, I closed it down for a while when I changed websites. So yeah, it's out. So if you have lots of clutches and lots of small bags, and especially the ones that flop and just never stand up properly, and you need something to organize them properly, then you can go to the Decluttr Me website and get the organizer.
Well, excellent. So, congratulations on relaunching the store. Because you were using it quite a bit to do things like hangers, and I know you were doing some sort of almost like recycling or upcycling, as they call it.
Yes, yeah.
In terms of that, and that's what you were using the store. But then, obviously, you closed it a while back, and then, of course, with COVID and stuff, obviously, all of that stuff was kind of...
Yeah, I closed it mostly because of COVID. So we couldn't get hangers from the supplier.
Yeah.
There was just loads of difficulties. There still is. So, I mean, I am sourcing other suppliers for hangers right now. The velvet hangers, which I love and I talk about all the time. But unfortunately, I just couldn't get the ones that were needed in the right quantities for clients. Right. I mean, for followers and shoppers on the website. And then I changed the website, as you know, because you helped me. So now it's back to good old times. So we have that, and we have another product which I'm going to show you later for you to see, which is, it's really exciting. I just don't know what to call it, so you might be able to help me. And so then that will hopefully come out as well soon. So, we're going to start. I want to bring out things that are useful and have multi-purposes. So even the purse organizer can be used for other things like saucepans, lids,
Yeah, I mean, it's the way it's designed is it can be multi-purpose, of course, but
Exactly,
but I can see why like the purse part of it is useful, right? So instead of stacking them one on top of the other, even from taking similar kind of space, if it's this more organized, you can pick up one without having to uproot the other and so on. So it's like sort of organized horizontally as opposed to vertically.
Exactly. So and it's been so useful for so many clients and even for myself. So why not share the love and give it to people to you can buy it as well and help yourself. But there's many ways you can use it. You can use it for magazines, for books, in the kitchen, in your closet. So
Awesome. So in case you guys are wondering, this is something that's available. There's a link in the show notes as we're talking right now that'll link you straight to the organizer.
Yeah.
Which is where you can pick it up. And then how does shipping work? Like, can anybody order it? Is it limited?
It's limited right now to the GCC countries. Okay. So it's still quite a lot. So UAE, Saudi, Kuwait, Bahrain, Oman, and I think Qatar will be coming up now because the borders are open. Yeah. Hooray! So, but for now, the other GCC countries. So, and we'll hopefully expand to other places after that.
Excellent. So, so congratulations on the reopening of the Decluttr Me store, and I'm sure I'm excited to see what else you've got going on there.
Yes.
So, and then this ties in nicely to what we want to talk about today, which is sort of organizing and storage primarily.
Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of storerooms recently. A lot of people are moving into villas, even apartments have storerooms as well. Sometimes they're storerooms slash maids' rooms or laundry room. And we have talked about the laundry room before in episode 108, if I'm not mistaken. So you can always go there and listen to that one. But this is more for storerooms. So storerooms are kind of the dumping ground for things and everything. And often it's such a dumping ground that you can't even fit your suitcases in, which is where you're supposed to put the suitcases really, instead of in the middle of your bedroom or under your bed. Because that's bad feng shui. Like anything under your anything under your bed is bad feng shui. So don't put anything under your bed. But people have so much things, empty boxes. People love having empty boxes and keeping them in case, when they move. But we're in a country where if you move, you have packers who pack so wonderfully that you don't need to keep the boxes.
No, and then they give you boxes too at the time. So I know a lot of times, I think the concern tends to be is like, okay, well, there are certain things I want to pack, or they're either because they're precious or valuable or whatever. I know here at least any packer that you talk to will be like, okay, can you drop off 5 boxes for me? So I'll pack some of my things, and they very happily do that, and they're always willing to do that. So there's no need to store all the boxes.
No, basically. There isn't. I mean, the only time is if you are going to sell something, which is, we've talked about before on podcasts about, keeping boxes. But if you're going to sell something like phones or electrical equipment, yes, there is more value with the boxes or with designer bags like the Hermes or the Chanel or the Louis Vuitton. Yes, you keep the boxes. But otherwise, if you're not going to sell and it's not a part of your desire to ever sell the stuff, or you're going to use the item until it completely breaks, then what's the point of keeping the box?
Yeah, and I would imagine, like, even if you think of bigger appliances like your fridge or washing machine and stuff like that, I mean, those things just move from place to place. And even if you sell them, I mean, people come and pick it up. The box has literally no value there. Yeah.
Exactly. And it takes up so much space.
Yeah.
But people have even kept ironing boxes. They keep the manuals for the irons. Like, how hard is it to use an iron? You literally plug it in, turn the dial, and you can find it online if it really is a problem. There are YouTube videos about it.
Yeah, I think the problem there is also like I don't know if it's us so much, but I know at least our parents' generation, because I've seen that my parents do that, is that they were just so used to the fact that like you couldn't find this information easily. And so it was kind of like, well, 3 years from now when this thing breaks, I need to look at the manual, so I'm going to preserve it. When the reality is like everything, I mean, everybody has a copy of the manual online. Like, this is not a problem anymore.
Exactly. And when it's certain things like irons, when they break, you're going to go buy a new one from your local supermarket or online, You're not going to go fix it because it costs even more to fix it than to buy a new one, which is terrible.
This is from a sustainability point of view, we have so many problems here, but from a point of view of just convenience, that's literally what happens.
So, we talked about the boxes, and then there's other things that people keep, like old lamps, wrapping paper, bits and pieces, old pictures that they don't want to hang up, but they want to keep them. Just random. I could make a massive list of all the things that you find in storerooms, but I won't because it'll take too much time. But it's just the haven for dumping random things. So what we need to do is to first go through all those items. So whether you do a mini declutter or you take, say, 4 hours of your day to just go through and start taking things out that can go in for donation, can go in the trash, and can go in the recycling. I'm betting a lot of the things that are in there can go for recycling. The empty boxes, the old batteries, electronics, just bits and pieces, paper. There most probably be lots of paper. People had a thing about printing everything, and most people you'll find that now that you've got bundles and bundles of paper for work or personal stuff that you don't actually need, or that might be in files or box files, or just in a box randomly that's just there and you don't know why you printed it out.
We've covered this in other episodes when we talk about electronics and stuff, but we do know like a lot of people have kept old computers, old phones, like they don't get rid of these things and then it goes stacked in a box somewhere, right? Like that's again the problem.
Yeah. So all of these things, take them out, see if you can donate them, see if you can put them into the recycle. There are many ways to do recycling in different countries, so find out where you can do them for your electronics, for your batteries. That's usually in supermarkets. They have battery drop-off places. And paper, you can put that in the recycle bin or give it for shredding and take them out. So do that, whether you do it as a mini declutter or do a few hours of doing that. Then everything that you're keeping, categorize it. So put it into whether it's mementos, travel, essential things, pets. Like me, I've got cats, so I have a lot of pet stuff that's in several boxes. Candles, people love having candles, and the bases, the candles. Put them into a box.
Candle stands and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. All those. And then there's the Christmas decorations, Halloween decorations. If you're American, there'll be Thanksgiving as well. So, and birthday things as well. Like if you have lots of birthday decorations. So put all of them into the different categories. And then once you've seen what all the categories are, you can then decide how many boxes you need to put these things in and how big a box you need. Because that's a big thing for storerooms. It's all about storage solutions. If you have a good shelving system in your storeroom right now, use that, but get boxes that will fit in those storing solutions. I can't talk today. In those shelves. A good one to buy if you haven't got anything is in IKEA. They have the Ivar system, and you've got 2 different sizes in width and 2 different sizes in length as well. And they're brilliant. I've used them several times, and you'll see that on my Instagram, on Insta stories and before and after pictures, that the Ivar system's been used in storerooms and in laundry rooms as well. And they're great because you can change where you want to put the shelving units, so you can have bigger boxes and bigger width space, or height spaces for the shelves.
And I believe they stack as well, so you can stack a a small one over a big one, or 2 big ones on top of each other, and so on.
So so they're brilliant, and of course the Samler boxes from IKEA fit perfectly in these Ivar systems. So first do the categorization, then buy the boxes and the storage solution. Don't do those first because you need to know what you're going to be putting in the shelving unit. So that's what I did for a client recently. He had a massive storeroom, but it was just full of junk. So we spent half a day going through all the stuff to see what everything was and to see what was staying. And then I categorized it, and then I could make a list of all the boxes that we needed to buy to put everything in. Once you've got the boxes, label them, because there's no point having all these boxes and not knowing what they are. Now, you don't need a fancy label machine like I have, which I love. I've got a brand new label machine. I'm so excited. But, you can just use Post-it notes, and then put it on with tape. You could get labels, sticky labels that you can buy from the stationery shop and just write on them or print them, using a printer. Do what you can. If you're not going to label very often, don't waste money on a label machine. That's my key thing. We want to save money so you can buy better things that is more useful for your life. And label all the boxes though, so that you can easily find everything moving forward. Because the key thing is, as always, you want to be able to find everything in 5 seconds moving forward. Do that. And then once that's done, then see how it goes. You can always move things around, and especially if you use a shelving unit with shelves like the Ivar, which you can move up and down, you can always move things around so that it fits with your lifestyle. So obviously Christmas decorations will be higher up and further away, and Halloween and Easter, all of those kind of things.
Like once in a year things,
exactly,
basically.
Exactly. Yeah. Suitcases would be lower down on a normal year.
Maybe not right now. It may not matter as much, but but
it will be. And we have, it will give the good vibes. If you have it lower down, it's like the, what do you call it?
Like manifesting.
Yes, that's the word. Yes, it's manifesting a holiday. If you have the suitcases there ready with all the travel stuff in a box or in the suitcases, manifesting for your next holiday. Or your pet stuff would be lower down because you use it often, except for the cat carrier. Maybe that will be higher up because you don't use it often, except for when you do the immunizations for them. So see what things you need more often and be able to reach more often, and the things that you don't need, you put them higher up. And that's the way to do it with storerooms. But don't take everything out because you'll get overwhelmed. And you'll get frustrated, and then you just end up throwing everything back into the room and just closing the door.
Especially if you have a large storage room and stuff, or you've been living in a place for a while, then you do accumulate. It just happens.
Yeah. And I've found so many random things, and we have help here, we have maids, and they find the storeroom is the best place to just throw random things they're given. Yeah. So you do need to review the storeroom every so often and see what random things are in there. Cleaning products are a big thing, and cleaning supplies, brooms, mops. You will find a lot of them, and a lot of old ones which have gone moldy and horrible. So do check. Say every quarter of the year, review the storeroom and make sure that there's nothing random in there. And if there is, see if it has a place, or if not, take it out or put it into a box or an organising solution that will help you to find it and moving forward. So that's my top tips for this week for the storeroom.
Excellent. So as always, of course, if you want to talk to Shelina about your storage rooms, you can do that by contacting her at Decluttr Me. That's at DECLUTTRME on all of social media. We're also going to leave a link in the show notes for an episode we did a while ago, which basically literally says, don't buy those boxes before you can tidy things out.
Yes.
And I think that's, again, just a good reminder to think about. One is repurpose the stuff you already have. So if you already bought storage containers, see how you can find a good way to repurpose them. But if you're starting a project from scratch or starting it, or you have to buy one first categorized, then do that. So that's it. That's all we have for you this week, and we'll be back next week. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.